Alright, this is the segment of the broadcast where I get to check if my microphone is working, and I'll be here for real in about 2 minutes. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so my name is Frank. Hi. I make games. This is the beginning of the broadcast where I usually talk about personal stuff for anyone who gets here early. Just everything that happened from when I stopped streaming last to when I hit stream just about 10 minutes ago. So yeah, basically what has happened in my life. Honestly, not too much. I had a job interview for a job that we will see if I take. And then I got told that I'm going to the second round, so that's pretty cool. But I still don't know if I want to take the job. In other news, I had to private the old VOD of the last stream because I may or may not have doxed myself, which is pretty cool. And yeah, so I have some clips from it that'll come out, and so it's still gonna exist, but the actual stream itself, you're not gonna be able to find. So sorry. I guess that brings us to what are we doing today? So last time I was oh god, we need to get back into the swing of this. That's even worse. I'm gonna swap it to that. So last time we talked about having a settings day, and as much as I do want to do a settings day, there's some settings that just aren't going to be able to be implemented today, just because some of the stuff doesn't exist fully yet. So we are still gonna do one setting, and that is gonna be our default sword. So that's activity number 1. Once we're done with that, I want to work on hit numbers. So basically, anytime you hit someone, a little tiny pop-up that shows say how much damage you did to them, just so that we can get some sort of numerical amount attached to the health bar chunk. Let me actually really quick write down a couple of thingies. That was not writing something down, but only show damage put out by the local player. Healing is not gonna be a health number thingy. I need to talk a little bit louder, but other than that, we're kind of working. Then if we finish the default sort and hit numbers, which I can't assume that either of these are going to take too long other than figuring out where to spawn the hit numbers. If we finish that, I want to set up the block controls. And then, if possible, block animations. And I don't assume we're going to get through all 4 things of these, but if we do, I'm just going to write this in a different color. So this is a stretch goal of actually block incoming damage. So these are our normal goals. These are our stretch goals. If we get all that done, I don't know. I'll play a game or something. Not 100% sure. Still haven't done any Guardian games in Destiny 2, but I know every time I swap to Destiny 2, I lose every single viewer that I have. So probably am not going to be doing that. Just probably not. Alright, so I guess let's get into it. Where the first thing that we want to do is add in a default sword setting. So if we go to our little game settings object, we get to add a whole new section. So we have a general settings entry, we have a health, a player settings entry, and a health settings entry. And we want to add one. I'm gonna say combat settings, and this one is going to be particularly long. And we're gonna call this default sword. So now we have this. We have 5 possible swords. So I'm going to have 6 possible options. So we're going to have none. For spawning with no sword, who is yelling at me. My watch is telling me, hey, you gotta go outside, man. I would love to. But we have committed to streaming. So then we have our D type, our K type, our G type, our E type, and our S and S type. So now if we just go ahead and save this, then pretty easily we can load up our game, and we can see that now will exist in the settings menu. And so we just have to reference this value and use it. Okay, so now if I always like making the online lobbies because that's how it's going to be. So now we have a combat settings section. So we just have our default sword. Okay, it just actually wasn't clicking. My mouse was being dumb. Oh no. Okay, so I typically buy Razer mice, and one thing that I've noticed is typically with how much I use the computer, after about a year, they either misclick, double click, the scroll wheel breaks or goes the opposite direction first or something. And I actually, last time I got a new mouse, because I margaritaed the last one, I sprung for a more expensive mouse, hoping that would last longer. So if this is double clicking, I'm gonna be kind of disappointed. Or if it's not clicking, I should say. It only missed a click once, but that's not enough to really know. Okay. Regardless, we have our default sword. We have a setting that we can now edit. So now we can reference this setting and actually use it. And this should actually be really simple. We should be done with this feature in about 3 minutes. So in our combat manager, in our start function, we actually initialize the weapon to -1. So we're gonna need to do we're gonna need to push whatever value we have through this dictionary. So then we can notice all the names are the same and in the same order. So we can actually take, we're gonna need that open. We can take, so string, who is vacuuming outside this morning? I'm not sure. Default weapon name equals, and then we want to get our settings manager. What is it? It's get game settings value. And now, I guess we know that the last two are combat settings and then default sword. But what do we have? What is it called? It's called game settings. So then we have normal settings, combat settings, default sword. Okay. So it's just called settings. Alright, so this will actually allow us to get our default sword. And then we can initialize. is -1 none? Yes. So we can initialize this with weapon names, default weapon name. Fetch the default sword from the settings manager. Okay. And if it's that easy, it's that easy. It would be super, super sick. But of course, we gotta wait for like 20 seconds so that Unity can load. Alright, so if we just load in, we should get no default sword. So actually I'm just gonna load into the training ground. So we should have no sword. No sword. And then if we go back out to the lobby, scroll all the way down. I'm gonna set this to the SNS type. Look at that. We now have an SNS type. And if we go back, that's honestly enough of a proof of concept for me that it's working. But now we have this and oh, interesting. We can't drop it. We can once we've picked one up. The other thing is on death, we drop the weapon. We're gonna want to make sure that we give it the default one again. So why can't we drop it? Let me write this down. So subsets, drop it, and death. That should be enough. Should be enough for me to know what I'm talking about, or at least remember what we're going with. So yeah, why can't we drop it? I mean, I know here that's fine. Like there's no sword to drop, but if we spawn with one, it's almost like we're not even getting. It's like we're not even getting a drop signal. That's interesting. Okay, we can close that out because that part's working. Where is our drop? Oh, it's this one. It's the first one that I got rid of. Trying to drop, and then we want to show our active weapon index. So what's possible is that's not getting set. And I would argue that is what's happening. Yeah. Okay, hold on. We might just want to change how this is working. So on start, rather than initialize the weapon and do this stuff, when do we call these again? We call those again when this gets changed. Okay, so what we can do is rather than call initialize weapon with this, we can actually just call the server RPC. So we can call pickup weapon, pickup sword, and we can just throw this in here. I need the parentheses too. We don't need to do the translation ourselves. We can just translate it on the fly. And then we'll need to go through and make sure that we can grab it on death. I wonder how much delay this is going to add when we spawn in. Ooh. That just straight didn't work. Because object is not yet initialized. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. What object is not initialized? It said it was on line 100, which is this. Oh, I guess, yeah, the RPC writer is what's having an issue. Man. Okay. Now, how do we... So this is going to be interesting. Also, we don't need this. So what's happening is we're calling an RPC, which is just gonna effectively just gonna change this index value, which should be working, but it's not. So we need to, instead of on start, call this at some other point. I'm just thinking, because maybe we can put a little check in our fix update, just like a little spawned flag. Yeah, so if we don't have the spawn flag and our active weapon index value does not equal oh, this is going to be a really long weapon names. It's going to be a really long condition. Then we're going to want to call pickup sword with that. So if we've spawned and not yet gotten our default sword yet, then we do that, and then we just want to do an else if, and then if we haven't spawned it, then we want to, I'll explain this in a second. So basically the way this is going to work is we're going to spawn in, and when we spawn, we're going to set this to false. This is going to be set to false. And then we're going to check if this is false and we still have not gotten our default sword, we're going to get the pickup, or we're going to call pickup sword with our default. Then if this half of the condition is met, that means that we have picked up the sword. So then we just have to flip the flag to say, hey, we've actually spawned it, we're good. And then what we can do is just every time we spawn, we set this flag to false. So that realistically might work. I want to see. I do want to see. The other thing I want to do is just to make testing a little easier. I want to set the default one here to the D type. Okay, so we do get a sword. And then we get a bunch of errors. I should figure out why this error is occurring. Because it happens... It's obviously in an input system callback. Yeah. And the only reason I knew that is because we were getting it in sets of 3, which means that we have our started, performed, and canceled callbacks each time. Trying to drop -1, trying to drop 0. Okay. Oh, did that spawn us? Okay, so now we're gonna spawn in without a sword because we haven't set it up to give it to us on respawn. Okay. Get rid of that. And we can probably get rid of our start function, because we just don't do anything in there. Then fetch the default sword. Game manager. Okay. So now, how does this work? We have 4 references to this. We have our player health. Okay. Pick up sword, and then here, instead of this being none, we're gonna copy that whole condition, and we're just gonna pick up our default when we die. Okay, I'm gonna turn that off, so we don't need to see it. Excuse me. Is the morning. The more and more I talk, the better it's gonna get. But allergy season is thoroughly kicking my ass. There we go. Look at that. We have a working default sword system. If we set this to say the G type, we can now start a game, spawn with the G type. Sometimes we do in fact drop it at the same time. I might make it so that if the because the only time that one bug from a few days ago happens, let me see if I can get it to happen really quick. Basically there's a bug where if you pick up the sword that you're currently holding, it will drop. Sometimes when you pick up a sword, it will just immediately drop the sword that you're using. That is not how I explain things at all. No, if you start with no sword or a sword and you pick up a new sword, it will pick up the sword that you're using and also drop an instance of that. So it'll effectively duplicate the pickup. And so what can happen is that you'll eventually get like a line of these. And I was trying to see if I can get it to duplicate, but my network is being good today, so we're fine. I'm just gonna add in a check when we pick up a weapon, if active weapon is null, and we also want to make sure that if we have a drop prefab and we're not picking up the same sword, so, and if active weapon index dot value does not equal weapon name, no, weapon names, sword name. So if we're picking up a new sword, because there's no like ammo or anything, so there's not really a reason to need to pick up another one, at least of the same. So now if we start with this, we don't spawn anything, but if we pick up this one, we drop the one that we were currently holding. There we go. And that should also mean that if we were to try and pick up the one that we're already holding, we don't duplicate Um, we don't duplicate pickups. Okay. So I don't really know how else I would I would possibly break the default sword system. Not 100% sure. But I think for now we can call that one done. All the way done. You know what? I'm using a red line to indicate that we've done it. It is deaded. Okay. So now we have hit numbers, block controls, block animations, and actually blocking damage if we get there. Yeah. Jesus. So then we're doing hit numbers. Okay. So the way that the system worked last time is we actually hijacked, where is it? It was our camera. That's not how you spell camera. We hijacked our camera render. So right now we already do this here for rendering name tags and player models. So we turn off everyone else's first person models and we only show the third person ones, except for the player that we are, in which it's flipped. So we don't see the third person and we do see the first person. And then we only show the name tags of other players. So what we can do here is all of this is happening on the main camera, which is pretty sweet. Yep. So what we can do is we can add another if camera equals what I call it, world space UI camera. So this is going to be for processing. I mean, name tags get drawn here, which, you know what, that's kind of interesting why that's not in the world space UI one. I forget what the layering is. So the world space UI is going to be under weapons and under UI, but above world geometry. Oh, okay, so the reason that I did this is that we don't see name tags through walls. You know what? I'm going to write down C teammate name tags through walls. Wow. That decided to glitch out. I don't know why. It's on the second monitor. I don't know. Name tags and hit numbers. So the game manager, I swear this is related. The game manager is going to hold references to all these objects because even though they might exist over the network, an instance of them will exist on our client. And so we hold everything from, where are they? Is it on the camera manager? They're all in the camera manager. So the camera manager holds our player models, holds a list of them, and it holds a list of our name tags. So probably here, we're going to just want to add a new region for hit numbers. And all of our stuff is pretty much just going to exist here. We're going to copy this. You can see I didn't even change the comment there. Okay, so it's player models, hit numbers, and then this needs to be capitalized. So what we need to do now is create a class that is going to be our hit number, and then we're going to need to be able to add hit numbers and remove hit numbers. Man. I need to get like a noise gate or something. Okay, so now we just need to create a class. We can change those up. Okay. It's gonna take the 20 seconds it normally takes to load. Love you, Unity. I wish I could turn off at least reloading the domain before I play each time. But I'm not sure how to do that. Okay, gameplay. I don't know. Name tags exist under the player pawn. I'm gonna put hit numbers in the player pawn too. Okay, so now we have our class, and we can put this everywhere. There we go. Okay, so now we have our list of hit numbers, and we can just add or read or clear it. This should be all we need to do. The hardest part is going to be that we're going to need to attach some sort of health object to a hit number, just because the way that our health component works is that we give a source for anything. And so what we can do is we can check like, hey, if the source of whatever created our hit number, which we're going to create hit numbers through the health component, is the same as the active player, then we want to show that. Because like that's an architect thing, that's an architect thing. All of these are architect things. It's going to be a player. No. These are types. Sources and types are different. Sorry, I'm confusing myself. I have a lot of systems in this game, and I don't remember all of them all of the time. I have to relearn. Okay. So I guess it's probably a good idea to actually build out our hit numbers now. We're gonna need some sort of name tag like function where this name tag has a look at transform function. I'm just gonna straight copy that. And we're gonna take our local transform, and we'll just look at it from that. Other than that, we're gonna need a couple of things. We're gonna need, these are gonna be called our given fields. So we're gonna need a health object. I'm just gonna make it public because we're gonna need access to it. It shouldn't be public, but I don't really care. Public health source, which is going to equal null by default, and our public float damage value. We'll say value, which equals 0.0f. So I guess the general formula that I want to do for hit numbers, let me go over here. I want to get my thoughts onto something that you all can look at. So we have hit numbers. So one is any damage is going to cause a hit number to be spawned. And this is going to be locally, because over the network, we're just going to actually need to apply the damage, but we're not going to need to see like my teammates hit numbers. I feel like that would then get a little too hectic. So then 2, we're going to set the given fields. So this is going to be our source and our value here. 3, I'm going to set the color. So this is either going to be white for a negative or green for a positive. And then 4, we're going to play an animation which will fade it out. That is not the first letter in fade out. I apologize about my handwriting, by the way. And then 5, we're going to destroy the object. So when we spawn it, this is where we're going to add to the list. And then I'm going to have a remove function. Remove from list. And then we'll just clear that list when the game starts. Yeah, you have a question? You have a lot of numbers in your name, so I'm not gonna read out your name. What question you got? If you choose anyone to get tickled as a prank, who would it be? Well, I mean, Elmo is a pretty obvious choice. Who else? Can I choose one on one? I feel like if they actually existed, Grimace from the McDonald's mascots, I think would. Well, there was the whole tickle me Elmo, and I think, you know, he's kind of asking for it at that point, or they're kind of asking for it at that point. I think Grimace. I think if you got Justin Bieber, yeah, that would be pretty funny. Especially if you got him in like kind of a compromising position, it'd be kind of funny. I think any sort of quote unquote big boy would be pretty funny to topple with a tickle. So Grimace is a good. Justin Bieber is quite arrogant. You try to act tough. Yeah, how long do you think Justin Bieber would like how long do you think he could go without like tapping out? I think maybe like 20 seconds, which is a pretty good record. Yeah, I think he could go like 20 seconds. Yeah, no. I mean, well, when you tickle, you can't do anything but laugh. It's just one of those like interesting feelings on your body that you can't really do anything about. It's almost like it's kind of interesting that we as humans have that as like a built-in reaction, but it's funny. He should get to. Why should he be tickled longer than that? Because he's arrogant. How long would you have to tickle Justin Bieber so that he's no longer arrogant? You just hate it and be embarrassed. Yeah, I don't know enough about Justin Bieber. I remember everyone when I was in like middle school was obsessed with him, but other than that, I haven't followed what he's been doing because I heard the Yummy song and I couldn't stand it. So I just haven't paid attention to him. Yeah, I would find it entertaining, to tickle Justin Bieber or have him be tickled. I think it'd be funnier if someone else was tickling him. I don't think I'm a very good tickler. Okay. I need to get back to work. The shareholders aren't going to be very happy if I stay. Yeah, someone else doing the tickling. For sure. For sure. Like, I would find it too funny and need to tap out before we hit 20 seconds. Okay. Set up hit number. Okay. And I'm just, for the sake of naming, we need, how long should you get tickled for? You can be mean. I mean, I'm not saying don't be mean. I think 20 seconds, at least for me, that's so much. I don't think I can handle that. So, for someone who's being particularly arrogant, I think 20 seconds is still good. Especially like 20 seconds of someone who's like really good at it, or 20 seconds of like being on camera and being tickled. That's like a lot. But this is a very good hypothetical, I will say. And then a minute, man, that's a lot of tickling. That's so much tickling. And then we're gonna want, does the text, can I reference the, oh, I can. Yeah. I mean, do you think that'd be, like, if you were to tickle him for, like, 20 seconds, do you think that'd be the first time he, like, honestly laughed in who knows how long? That's brutal. Yeah, okay, so tickle him for a minute, 20 seconds to get him into a laughing state, and then 40 seconds to, like, really hone in and make him cry. All right. You know, I don't think anyone laughing while they're being tickled is doing it by choice. I think that is very much something where it's like you have no choice. That's a built-in human reaction. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So we grab our values. Then we set up the hit number color. Then we're gonna want to add a reference to it. That is super general, but I'm gonna go with it. Remember this, and then kind of want to procedurally animate the fade out. Oh god, I always forget what this is. I and new. That is not. Yeah, I agree. I don't think anyone, no matter how arrogant or how snotty that they try and portray themselves, are gonna be able to withstand like a 30-40 second tickle attack. Like, I think that's just a built-in, you as a human, as soon as the bottom of your foot gets tickled, it's done. It's over. Okay, I need to look up where is one of these so I can. Yeah, no, even the toughest guy, like if you imagine like the most burly biker dude, he's probably super ticklish. Okay, I need to find. I never remember how to do a coroutine. Like there's ways to do it. I always forget. What is something where I've actually like made one? Thank you. Yeah, no, I try and be funny. Sometimes it really does not work. And I tend to like stutter over my words a lot, so sometimes I'll like try and get a joke out and I think it's too funny and I can't even like finish my sentence. Ooh, what other celebrities? I mean, okay, so we can then like spec into like tough guy or like a super put together look. Jake Paul, yes. Okay, I think if so like Jake Paul is about to fight Mike Tyson, and I think if on the way out Jake Paul got tickled, he would just have to leave, right? Like that would be a really good way to like avoid the whole scenario. And Prince Harry, I mean, he sort of exudes ticklish energy. He just has it. I don't know what else to say about that one. Yeah, no, I mean, we have to do something eventually. Like, as a society, if we don't put Jake Paul in his place, something's going to happen. So I think that would kind of work. God, okay. I just need to find one instance that I used a coroutine and then, and then, like, where? What? Where have I used one? I know I've used them. Maybe here, if I look up, nope. Yeah, no, he's just got that energy. I don't even think it's about how he looks. I think it's more just him as a person. No. God, where am I gonna just have to look this up? I feel like I've made go routines in this project. I've made plenty of. Where are they all? Okay, I do have to ask. So with Justin Bieber, why is he your top pick? Because like I know some people, and I'm not gonna say I'm immune to this, but some people like they like break up with someone and then suddenly everything that person liked they suddenly hate. So what is the infatuation with Justin Bieber being tickled? I need to ask. He does. Actually, hold on. I don't know anything about Jeremy Bieber. Oh, okay, yeah. He looks like he watches Joe Rogan. Yeah, he looks like he religiously watches Joe Rogan. Okay, I'm just straight looking up how to do enumerators in Unity. I forget every single time. Yeah, yeah. No, I agree. I was just wondering if it went deeper than that because sometimes it does, but if it doesn't, that's totally okay. Okay, we need this, and now I need to go back to wherever I was actually working. So we want to do the animation for some like fade out time. I know how to type. Mm, 1.5. Like okay, I do have a even further hypothetical. So, like there's celebrity roasts, and I wonder if we were to have like a celebrity roast, but in between each of the I guess speakers, presenters, whoever's doing the roasting, they had to like tickle someone. I don't know if that would be more humanizing or if it would just like completely interrupt the flow, but I think it would be very entertaining. I think it would be pretty good. What I need to rename this to animation length. Okay. Oh, well, we need to make a timer. So float timer equals 0.0f. Yeah, I'm trying to think of other celebrities that it would be. Like, I don't think I could do the tickling for anyone, but I think that there's definitely a lot of like good choices as to like who would be pretty funny. Like really, like any debate, bro, just tickle them. Just tickle them. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So here is where we're gonna want. Was it a yield return null? Is that how it works? Remove ourselves from the list and then destroy ourselves. Yeah. Okay. So we need to add a remove function. I'm paused. What? I don't think I'm paused. I see a little preview of myself and I think we're good. Huh. Stream says excellent, no drop frames. I don't know. Huh. Yeah. It looks good on my end. Hello. Are we working now? Game manager, camera manager, remove fit number, this object. Are we good? Yeah, the preview looks fine for me on both Twitch and YouTube, so I think it's working. OBS doesn't even say I've skipped any frames, so hopefully we're doing good. Okay. Now I need to actually create a hit number object, and then we're gonna need to spawn them and set them up. No, not UI. It's gonna be a 3D text. Wow. I feel like we can. What's the upper limit for how long you think? Like, what is necessary? Two, three. Oh wow, this is gonna be very, very large. What do you think people would vote for? Like, in terms of a length? That's a very good question. I mean, I don't know. I think people would. What are the options? I feel like some people would want to go really, really hard depending on who the person was, and some people wouldn't really care. If it was 30 seconds, 1 minute. Oh god, 10 minutes is like just kill me. I don't know if I could do 10 minutes. I think 30 seconds is already a lot. I think only 1 minute, so people would say 5. I guess, yeah. I don't know. If I had more people in here, I'd run a poll. And we'd see, like, we could name people and then see how long. I feel like people would say longer than 10 depending on the person and depending on how much they hate that person, or depending on how entertaining it would be. Like, I'm sure that if you were to tickle like a comedian, like, rest in peace, but Gilbert Gottfried would probably he would just come up with funny shit to say the entire time. Oh, I wanted to make it bold. Yeah. Yeah, so voting on Justin, I would say a minute. So yeah, I guess people would say 5. And at least, like, once the 5 minutes is done, like, that's probably, at that point, like, the reflex is kind of dulled. No, I wanted a header. Yeah, there's definitely an upper limit. I have no idea what that upper limit would be. I really don't. What is okay? You say it has to be longer than a normal time. What is a normal time? How long is, like, that average? God, this is gonna sound horrible. How long is the average tickling session? those words, I hope I never have to speak those words again. That just sounded weird. Normal time is like 30 seconds. Yeah, so then 30 has to be like the default. A minute makes it a punishment, and then anything after that is the severity. Yeah, I don't know if being tickled would make you feel less masculine. I feel like that would just make you feel a little more humanized. Now, if you tie your masculinity to being like stern and very like not put together, but like very intentful. There's a word, it's not in the head. I feel like if you tie your masculinity to your composure, then sure, yeah, it would feel less masculine. But I don't think that, like, overall, that makes you less of a man. Oh no, he laughs when he's tickled. Oh no. Fellas, is that gay? I don't know. Yeah. Well, he definitely buys into some of that toxic masculinity stuff. Okay, how do I even want to spawn this? We need a hit number position. Okay, I'm just gonna instantiate it. Instantiate hit number prefab at game object dot position. We don't need to worry about the rotation. How do I just... Okay, you know what? Sometimes I hate Unity functions. We're gonna do this. Game object hit number equals, and we instantiate it. Hit number dot transform dot position equals our transform dot position. Oh, I don't know if he'd allow himself to be tickled in a video. I agree. I think that is something that he would tie to his overall image, and him, like, I don't really understand that. Why wouldn't, like, I feel like it's a very humanizing thing, so why wouldn't you want to portray yourself as more human? But I feel like he would decide, like, hey, no, that's a no-go. Let's see, what do we got now? So we spawn it, we set the position, and now we just need to set the source. So hit number dot get component hit number, set up hit number, source amount. Yeah, no, he's definitely one of those guys where I feel like his insecurity levels are a little high. And so if someone made a video that even was like remotely making fun of him, he'd be like, take it down now. Like that just wouldn't slide. Okay, let's see. Does this work? We need to. Ooh. Oh no. I just realized that we're gonna need to get some sort of like. We're gonna need a reference to. Okay, hold on. Public game object. Hit number prefab. I don't want to have to give a reference to this object every single time I create a health object. I want to just have it exist locally, or globally is the right word. So we want, wow, I can't type. Game manager dot camera manager dot hit number prefab, and then we don't need it here. Decide on 5 minutes. I think it's fair. Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's weirdly long. I know if any might beg a bit, crying, laughing. Yeah, I mean, he wouldn't. You don't necessarily have to be embarrassed, but I think he would be. Yeah. No, I think 5 minutes is like, that's kind of fair. Because as long as it's like a one and done. If this was like, oh, okay, wake up, it's time for your 5 minutes of tickling in the morning, then that's weird. But I think 5 minutes once is okay. All right, so now we spawn it. I gotta give this a reference. Camera manager. Okay. So I just want to see if these are getting spawned. I swear. I'm trying not to get so annoyed for like 30 seconds. Yeah. You try and keep your composure or whatever image you sort of portray, and then as soon as that runs out, you have to become a human again. Alright, in order to test this, I need to actually build it, and I also need to go to the bathroom. So I'm going to build it, and I'm going to be right back. So, I'll see you in like a few minutes. Yeah, we'll use that folder. Alright, be right back. All right. All right. It is built. Let's see what we got. Like, okay, yeah, Justin Bieber 100% would try and give off. He'd be like, "Oh, I just have a gene that makes me immune to tickling," and then like 10 seconds in, he'd have to like come up with a new excuse. Like, "Oh no, I think it's funny. I I swear, guys, I'm not actually ticklish. I would never lie. I would never lie." No, I just realized that there's not really a way to actually check the position of these hit numbers, so we're gonna see if this works. Oh, oh, oh. Okay. Boom. So it's there. And they don't go away, which is a little bit of a bug. Also, they are green when they're not supposed to be green. Did I set the colors wrong? That might be on me. I did set the colors wrong. Okay. So that's that. I think subconsciously I just want to see. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why like more celebrities aren't like willing to do sort of like silly things, because I think the sillier you are, it shows honesty, it shows relatability. The closer you are to acting like a normal human being, the more relatable you are, and therefore people are gonna like you more. Yeah. No, when you're being tickled, all you can do is laugh. Okay, we have our colors set now. God. I'm gonna set. So this I actually do want on each health object. I'm gonna have a little offset for hit numbers. God, I know how to type. Hit numbers. Vector 3, and this is just gonna be the hit number offset. And so it'll be the position plus the hit number offset. And so now on the player, we can make it go up a little bit. If he's tickled for like 30 seconds or 5 minutes, he'd have to be trapped. Yeah, I don't want to have to think about the idea of restraining someone to tickle him. But if you were to get him maybe by like 1 foot, like you handcuff him to like a stop sign around the ankle, you could probably get him to look like I don't know where you are in the world, but I live in America, and it's very common to see like an oil change place or a gas station place with like one of those like wavy I don't even know what they're called, but he would look like one of those. He would just, you try and be getting away from it, and it just, you can't. Okay, so now we have our offset. I'm going to set the offset. And then we need to actually render it on the proper layer. Let's do 1. Yeah, no, you would have to be kind of like, yeah, you'd have to be kind of restrained. But you have to like think about restraining someone in a way that doesn't like, cause other reflexes to pop up. Because I know like the way that people normally get handcuffed with like their hands behind their back, you like instinctively are like, this is weird. And your body will like instinctively try and get out of that. even without you trying to. Maybe just pin him down. Yeah, just dogpile him, and then everyone gets to take their own turn tickling him. I think that's a little more ethical. It's a moral way of doing it. Like 10 of his closest friends. He gets home one day and it looks like he's going to have an intervention, and then they just dogpile him and tickle him. Okay. So now I want to make him actually fade out. Because they sort of infinite loop here. Yeah. Yeah. No, you'd have to post a video. Or else, like, that's sort of the trade-off. You either have a video posted to the internet of you being tickled for like 5 minutes straight, or you have to do it every day. Those are the great equalizers. Okay. So we now have our hit numbers. They spawn, they have an offset. The timer will actually decrease, so they'll get removed now. 3 people on each foot. I think that's a little excessive. You can pin someone down with one person. But a friendly dog pile, that's funny. No organization or structure to it. Just everyone in a pile. Oh, I just remembered something. So I'm a little bit of a cookie clicker addict. And I forgot to launch it earlier. You get a lot more cookies when you have the game open, so I try and leave it open for as long as I can. I forgot to open it. No worries. Thanks for tuning into the stream. I hope to see you around. I stream every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. I say every. This is the first week I've been doing it. But the plan is to keep going because it chunks out some time to actually get to work on the game. So, hope you had a good time. I'll see you around. I have other funny chat. Yeah, you gotta take that idea to market. See ya. Peace. Take care. Okay. Now let's find out if this is actually working. It's still not gonna render on the right layer. I just remembered that. But when we do this, hit number, and then now I gotta move. Okay, it exists. They don't get rotated, and they do disappear. So what else do we have to do now? So we have to, that's not MS Paint. So we have this working. I'm going to set this to red. So that's working. We add it to the list. We also destroy it and do that. We set the color and we set the given fields. So now it's just the animation. We want to render it on the right layer. I'm gonna move back over here. So we have our animation, our layering, and our rotate, and maybe our camera manager stuff. Yeah, and then that'll be hit numbers V1. Okay. So let's set them on the right layer. I think it would be a very good thing to set them on the right layer. World space UI. And then let's make sure that it's actually like the camera stack is set up so that the world space UI camera checks world space UI. Cool. Cool. God, that was cool. I don't know who's still watching, but the guy who came in and was like, hey, who would you want to be tickled if they had to be tickled for like a minute? That was super cool. I'm really glad he joined. Okay, now I gotta not like ADHD. So the camera stack is working. It should be rendering on the right layer. So I'm gonna put a little check next to that. We want the animation. I think we should do the rotation and the camera rendering next, because we have our list. Do we have a reference to our own player? We have. Okay. So, health. I don't want to do it that way. Player health equals player pawn dot get component health. So we're just grabbing a reference to our own health object, and then for each renderer in okay, sorry, for each hit number in, and instead of player models we want hit numbers. I love that this one is, they're both public. So I have a private one and a public one that are both public, so we're using private. We're gonna make that one private. Okay, I think we're good on that. So we're gonna iterate through all the hit numbers. And then if hit number dot source is equal to our player health, let me make sure first of all that when we actually do damage, hit detection, where's our hit? Yeah, okay, so we'll be fine. So if the hit number source was us, that's when we're gonna wanna was us show, otherwise don't. And we're actually gonna just copy this. Yeah. So we're going to conditionally render everything. Just if it's our hit number, we're going to show it. Otherwise, we're not going to. And ideally, we can now build it, and that should work. Wizard Tower. God, I shouldn't have ascended. I should have gotten more cookies before I did it. because we're not even getting back to the heavenly chip production that I had. Okay. All right, that's loaded. Let's build it. I know I just programmed, and I should try and test, but I'm just gonna build it. Yeah. God, the power of the internet, man. You can just talk to random people. Like, I have no idea any information about anyone watching. And we can still have a good time. Ideally. Ideally we can still have a good time. Alright, hopefully this should knock out the camera rendering. I'm going to swap the color back. And the layering. And if we can test both of these, and if both of these are working, then we want to add a rotate call, which we're going to call in the same place here. We're going to just rotate it towards us. And then once that is done, we can just we can set up a procedural animation. So I'll probably add an animation curve to our hit number, and we'll just use that to control scale or something to make it fade out right at the end. And it should look fine. It should look pretty good. All right, testing time. I was actually editing like clips from the last stream, and I realized that because the camera is over, you can't see the mouse now, but it's like over the bottom right of the screen. If I was to stagger like this, the two instances of the game, you can't see half of one of them. But because it's on my screen, I just completely didn't realize that. I was like, oh, huh. All right, let's see. Do hit numbers work? Yes, they do need to rotate. Boom, boom. Okay, so that guy was healing. Okay. Who was... Oh. My watch is telling me, hey, stand up. So I might actually do that. Okay. So it's rendering right. And it's on the right layer. Actually, is it on the... Or is it rendering properly? Let's actually check. I didn't look at both at the same time. But we basically just want to make sure that, hey, this is... Wait, I messed that up. So this guy's going to be the host. Whoa. Okay, so there's some sort of issue going on there. What caused that? That was pretty interesting. So why are we getting hit numbers of ourselves? Also, it looks like the number is not being set properly. I will say, because 50 is not the right amount of damage. It's just not. Okay, so here's what my current theory is. So right now we are spawning these these hit numbers from our health component, which is fine. It's absolutely fine, except that this is a server RPC, so it's only going to run on the server. Which means that if we're on the client, that we're not going to see even the values that we put out. So it's probably better to keep this. The hit number offsets aren't going to change. And we can just go to our hit function here. And this is where do the damage and then spawn a hit number. So this way we will always see do the damage and spawn the hit number. The source is going to be this, and the amount is going to be that much. We don't have a reference to this. There we go. That's all fixed up. So yeah, we'll do the damage and spawn the hit number in the actual hit function because it's only going to need to appear locally. So we'll see if that works. But that would explain why the damage amount was not working properly, because it was being sent to the server and it wasn't running on our own thing. The other thing, really quickly, I'm just gonna call this on this hit number dot look at transform ourself. So that should be rotating. All right. I wish I didn't have to build it again, but I gotta build it again. We have none of the Halloween cookies? Jeez. Okay. Build. Ooh, error. Let's go. Sometimes this happens because I just need to like refresh the editor. So we'll see. We'll see what's going on. God, I wish I had other things to do for the 30 seconds or so that this takes to refresh every single time I do anything. Console. Okay, let's see if I can just build it again. And with that, I'm going to take this as an opportunity. I'm going to go put some stuff in the sink. So I will be right back. All right, it worked. It worked. All I had to do was refresh the editor, and we're back. Okay. What we're testing, I don't remember, but I think we're testing if this is going to work. Okay, so that still says 50, which is not great. And we're spawning it off of our own health offset, are we not? Hit number, instantiate that. We want okay, so that'll fix the position. Why it's saying 50? I don't know. Hold on. No, I do know. It's not. So the hit number is being set up. We just never actually set the text of the hit number. Okay. How do I keep this? Okay, set the color, set the text. So that's why. Oh, I've done this bit like 3 times. So basically the way that you debug something. Here's how debugging is supposed to work. You have an in and you have an out. You know, I'm gonna scroll out. Let's reset this really quick. I want to make sure you can see. So we have an in and we have an out. And you have a process. So this process goes from in to out. And the way that you're supposed to debug is like there's some error on this line or something that you don't want happening on this line. And so you pick something in the middle and then you go, okay, is it before or after this? And if it's before, then you pick something in the middle again. And is it before or after this? And then slowly you narrow it down until you find the issue. In this case, it's wherever I decided to put it. Which, you know, is all fine and dandy, except it would be a lot faster if, you know, we have me. This is me. Say hi, me. I don't know what that was. And I'm the one who usually puts the bug in because I sort of like lapse in my thinking. So in this case, the lapse was, why are we not seeing the number on the text? Well, because we never set the text to that number. Super great. Nice one. Great. Thank you, Frank. So text equals and then we'll just put our value. We don't even need to store this. What are the references to it? Oh, yeah, no, we don't need to store it. There we go. Save a little bit of memory, one step at a time. Okay, so now we actually set the text to our value. I don't feel like building it again just yet, but we know it's rotating, and the way that we can kind of tell is if I hit them. Look at that, it's rotating. It is rotating backwards. So maybe why is it rotating backwards? What? Okay, so we take our logo rotation and our logo rotation. Let's do it like this. Yeah, so we'll use the text object as the way to is what we'll rotate, and we'll see if that fixes it. No, we know that the layering is working and that the rendering is working properly. Is anything close to a multiple of 50? No, I'm just gonna let that run then. Okay, is there anything that I need to set? I don't think so. We can't even test it. I don't have anything to like hit. So we're gonna be building it again. Also, I was just informed that, and I'm gonna full camera really quick in case there's any personal information on the screen, that there's a Steam sale now. There's the Steam Spring sale. So I kind of want to look through this just a tad, and see like what's on my wish list and what's on sale. Yeah, because there's some stuff that I wouldn't mind getting. What's on sale on the wish list? Do I actually, hold on? Do I have BattleBit on the wish list? Yeah, it's on the wish list. Okay. God, some of these I don't know why I put on here. Okay. I think I can show you. So, Witcher 3, maybe. Job Simulator, maybe. Nier Automata, maybe. I don't know about Gorn. Insurgency, VR, BattleBit. Crab Champions would be kind of funny, but maybe if it was like a couple bucks, couple smackaroos. Elden Ring, maybe. Yeah, I haven't played Elden Ring. Suck it. I don't know. Helldivers. I wish Helldivers was on sale. Come on, man. Come on. Greyhack is on sale. Ultra Kill is on sale. Pal World is on sale. Are people even still playing Pal World? I feel like that was kind of a fad game. I don't know how many. Mostly negative? Hold on. First hour launch, only 3 servers to join. This was not like the simulations. You launched a game with only 3 no servers. Hold on. I need to mute this. There's no servers? Do not buy unless servers are fixed. And don't waste the 2-hour refund window until the confirmation of the fix. Multiplayer is otherwise the only reason to buy this product is entirely unplayable, making it a waste of money. Yeah. This is cool. That's cool. I guess they fucked up. Wow. This was not like the simulations. That's funny. Wow. Sean Penn played this game? Okay. Wow. Okay. I want to play it, but I guess it's not working. Alright. What is the state of this? Is our rotation working? Is the number working? Is the offset working correctly? These are the things we need to test. So, that's working. That's also working. So the rotation is backwards, the offset is correct, and the hit numbers are fine. It's rotating correctly. You know what? There's a really cheap fix here. And that is to go through and it's here. Hit number. Oh, but it's not really gonna do that, is it? Okay, create an empty. We'll call this a rotation parent. We're gonna need a reference to this. We're gonna just move things around. So this rotation parent is gonna be 180 on the Y, and then in our hit number, we're going to need a public transform, call this the rotation parent. And then anywhere here where we put text, we're going to put rotation parent. Just kidding. I think we can solve it by... That's the rotation that we were having an issue with, is the x-axis one. If that's what it is, it's going to be kind of funny. So we'll see if that's working. I don't want to have to build it again, though. I mean, it's a local thing, so I guess we can probably just run a remote client and then try it locally. This is still set. Cool. Which one was negative 180? The rotation parent? Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna create an instance of the game, and we're just gonna create a server to join. I need to just turn off Shadowplay. Hold on. Can I just do that? How can I make it not work? Because every time I try and open anything, it okay. So we're here. So that's backwards. Wonderful. Okay, we're gonna stop play mode. And where's our hit number? Here it is. If I was to reset this, it doesn't matter. Okay. So then maybe we do want a rotation parent. I don't know why it's not working the way that we'd want it to. Okay. So there we go. There's that. Now we have our rotation parent. How does it look now? Because ideally, if it's backwards, now we can just, in the prefab, spin the text around. Yeah, okay, that's gonna just nuke everything. Cool. I hit the wrong button. I already had a server open on the other screen, and then I tried to launch another one. Okay. Okay. That's... What? There's... Okay. So, I mean, the first and probably most obvious issue, we haven't set that. But if that was causing it to literally, like, cause the camera to stop working, wow. That's crazy. That would be super crazy. Okay. Leave lobby. Join. Okay, yeah. We nuked it. Super fun. Okay. Let's see if this is working. All right. Okay. Okay. So what we can do here then is we can just we can find our hit number, We can spin that around and we're good. Okay. So now in here, it doesn't really matter what this is set to. All that matters is that this is backwards. What else do we want to set? We want to do the animation. Okay. So then we don't need that anymore, and we don't need that anymore. What we do need is an animation curve on this. Okay. So here this is the only other time I've actually used an animation curve. So I want to keep it here just so that I can actually make sure I know how to use it. So we're going to want a ratio. So float ratio equals, this is going to be timer over length. Okay. So we have our ratio, we have our animation curve. So maybe we want to just put, you know what? Float scale equals, and this is going to be the ratio that we put into our animation curve dot evaluate. So then we get our scale out, and we can set the scale of the hit number. So text dot transform dot local scale equals new vector 3 scale scale scale. And then we're going to want to actually make that curve. So I think it's going to start up here. It's going to end down here. Whoa. Hi. Hi, Mr. Bezier curve. What the? Want to move? Oh, no. Okay, hold on. So that curve is okay. I don't know if there's a good way to make that a flat line, but I mean, let's try it out. Let's try it out. So we're gonna need to create an instance of game, local host. Because luckily, since all this stuff is local stuff, we're not actually changing any network code. We can use the build that we've already created. And then we just only test on the local client. So now if we have a hit number, oh, that actually looks cool. That's juiced out. I'm good with that. That's juiced out. Other than a little pop in. Yeah, it's juiced out. Okay. Okay. All right. Now I just want to make it pop in. Okay. Yeah, because it does that. We're going to want to do... okay. We only do destructive edits, I guess, in this house. So We have that. I'm going to want to make another point. So we do a pop in and a pop out. Gonna need to restart that. Luckily that at least gives me something to do while Unity is deciding to load. Okay. Join. Now we can start it. Alright, so ideally there's a pop in. Nah, the pop out is good though. Okay. That's a very good V1. It's a very good V1. Okay. All right. So the only other thing that I want to do is add a little bit of a random offset. So we spawn it at a random we spawn it at a set offset, which is great until you hit it multiple times and the previous one is still there. So what I want to do, where is that? It's here. So here's where we set the offset plus set the position of it. Okay. God, I hate code spacing. There we go. Vector 3 dot. No, it's a new vector 3. I swear I've been doing this for ages. And the value. Oh. We'll do that. We'll do that. Why did it add system.numerics? I love VS Code, but sometimes it adds shit that you just don't need to have. Okay. This health object, so root position. Set offset. Hey, how you doing? It's a long time no see. Alright, let's see how this works. I got hit numbers working. And now we're just testing it and doing a little bit of polish. Oh, okay, so now you have like a sliding meter? Okay, but here's the thing though, if you have like a tickle level in this hypothetical, if you have like a tickle level that he can withstand, he could theoretically go for indefinite. He can go indefinitely. So how do you like ramp it up? Is that like harder tickles, faster tickles? More people tickling? I just shot my mouse across my desk. Took him 30 minutes to admit it, and that's okay. He said after 1 minute, then okay. So it's an effort to get him to be humble. It's a humility exercise. Oh, we spawned at the same position. Okay. That is a little too much of a random offset. Yeah, now I'm just worried about the theoretical part of this hypothetical where the tickle level is not enough. And you could theoretically go indefinitely. Okay, that's almost as if there is no random component. So just until he's admitted how ticklish he is and he can't take it, then after he says that he could last like 1 more minute. Okay. Okay. I can respect that. So if he gets with the program and he says that he's like, oh, I'm ticklish in like 3 seconds and he only has to go 1 minute and 3 seconds. I think that's fair. Because realistically, it's an exercise in humility. It's not a punishment. Okay, that works a lot better. Whoop, 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 whoop. Oh, that wasn't the host. Oh, rip. Yeah. Yeah. It's just trying to get the reaction out of him. It's not necessarily a punishment. All right, we got our animation done. So that's hit numbers. Woo. Let's go. Okay, so that's 2 of the things I said I was going to do today. We can get rid of that. We can get rid of that. And we can get rid of this. Boom. Okay, blocking. Oh, man. Okay, I have all the block animations just still in the game from the last prototype. So we just sort of need to get the controls working, and then we can hook up the animations, and then we just need to worry about blocking actual, like, incoming damage. Yeah, okay. Okay. Now we're going to want to look at our player driver. It's just longer out of his control, so you know that the extra minute he's hating the part. Wait, and then after that, it's longer out of his control, so you know that for that extra minute he's hating that part, and you'd be entertaining how he dealt with 1 minute longer. Yeah, so because that's honestly when the change in character is gonna happen, right? Yeah. So you get him to the tickling is just a catalyst for emotional change. And then once he's actually given the change, you have to get him to commit to that change with the extra minute. I like this hypothetical. This is good. Why are we? Oh, we never end the region. Okay. Player driver. Okay, on block. Yeah, no, seriously. I can dig into hypothetical questions. They're super fun. Please keep them coming. It gives my brain something to chew on while I'm programming. And I need that. Ooh. Okay. And then we'd probably want to call set block or something like that. Combat manager dot set. Okay, so that doesn't exist. So we gotta create it. Public void set block bool value. Okay. We have this. So now that should be the controls enough. So we set the block. Blocking. So that's false. The extra minute is always making silly sounds. Yeah, okay, yeah, because everyone has that weird laugh, and or like for some people it's a snort. Yeah, no, once you get that, it's funny. Oh, we're almost there. Okay. And we set the block. What do we actually want to do with the block? Probably set it on the animator. How does sheathing work? Weapon movement modifiers? No, it's in this. It's our fixed update. Where is set sheath? Oh. Okay. Okay. Not me getting confused by my own code. Please get off of my feet. Yeah, that would be interesting. It would be interesting. I think it'd be kind of funny. But you also you might be ticklish in your side, or like right under the armpit. Like that's honestly, one of the greatest personality questions is where are you the most ticklish? Or is tickling can make fun of him? Yeah, but like in a playful way. Like we're trying to get him to become a better person. We're not trying to get him to like solidify. Yeah. Yeah, he's not just tickled on the feet. Okay. Oh, come on. I gotta actually look at what. So that's setting the block, and then we want to save the value to is blocking. That doesn't need to be. I'll leave it. Okay, so we want to save the value. I am just clicking all over the place. Save the value and set the animations. Animation parameters. That's what you spell. Okay. So what is the parameter? Am I teasing him? Yeah. In a funny way. He thinks he's tough, and he's like, okay, bro, I admit it. Yeah. No, and then it would just work. Like you don't. You see the funny side of it. Yeah, no, there's a lot of room. Like, there's a lot of potential. Like, you can totally, like, if your friends are the ones doing it, you could then get them back. I think prank wars are great as long as they're not malicious and they don't, like, hurt anyone permanently or even kind of, like, temporarily. I think pranking is fine. And it can, like, definitely build personal growth. Okay, it's called blocking. Okay, and are the block controls actually set? Yeah, he's definitely got to have a goofy side. I mean, everyone does. It's just whether you choose to admit it and show it to other people. Like, I mean, there's like a meme kind of about like the people you're most comfortable with are the people who know when you break out into a random British accent. So it's like, yeah, everyone's got a goofy side. It's just who you choose to show it to. Who are you most comfortable with? Okay, I want to see if just right out of the box blocking is working. Okay, so in set sheath we set it to block or not, and in set block we set it to sheath. I know what I'm doing. We're gonna go back to this thing where I'm the person who put the problems in. Oh, that's the wrong. There we go. Okay. Okay, now we can reload it. Yeah, I don't know how. I haven't like belly laughed in a long time. Like the uncontrollable kind of laugh. But it's goofy. It's like, it's the kind of laugh where you're like not getting enough air, and so it slowly dies out, and then you're laughing, but there's no sound coming out. Okay, it's that. There we go. Okay, and then these should all have blocking animations. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So now we just have to read if we're blocking and then somehow block incoming damage. What lagged out there? That was fun. Okay. Yeah, no. At some point, you laugh too many times. I mean, even when you're just being tickled, like even if you're not like laughing while it's happening, it's not easy to breathe. Okay. Okay. We're getting there. I need to write down second sword animations because having only one swing on each one is kind of eh. Ooh, okay. Hit numbers setting would be interesting. Sorry, I'm looking at my own Trello board. Yeah, well, that's so. Had a non-funny celebrity choice. That's my dad. Yeah. I mean, I feel like both of my parents. I've seen them get tickled, and it's very funny. You sort of. I mean, when you grow up, you think that they're invincible, and then there's almost like specific moments in your life where that sort of breaks down, and I think they become like a true person. They become a friend instead of an authority figure. And definitely like when you think your dad is like the toughest guy ever, and then you see him getting tickled, it's like, okay, no, he's just a homie. He's just a homie. Yeah. Yeah, no, if your dad is stereotypically manly, then it would be very funny. And then he suddenly becomes a homie. Okay. All right. Hit number toggle setting. My dad is the funniest person I know. He's infinitely sarcastic. He's not like the most manly guy ever, but he is a very healthy manly figure. Like he's stern when he needs to be, but he knows that like ultimately you have to open up and be a person. You have to sort of relate to people in order to sort of understand them, and through understanding them, you'll know them better and you'll have a better relationship. Yeah, no, he's great. Yeah, no. If you can play pranks on your dad, it's great. I get my sense of humor from him, and so we can literally just riff off of each other for hours. Like people get so sick of it, and we're just having a good time. Yeah. No, he's great. He's great. Learned a lot from him. All right, I'm adding two settings in. Um, and I don't even wanna. They're booleans, so I feel like I have to name them that way. Yeah, if I had to choose a dad, fucking course I would. Yeah, I'd choose him, without a doubt. My parents raised me wonderfully, so I'm totally cool with choosing them again. Okay, off is first, on is second. Off, on. Off, on. Friendly fire I actually think should be. I hate this UI. So hit numbers are gonna be on. Oh, choose him to get tickled. Sorry, I got deeper. Uh, yeah, no, it would be really funny. It would be super funny. He has a good laugh. He has a good laugh. It's in hit. Boop, boop. Active weapon. Settings manager. Settings. It's a combat setting. And it's hit numbers equals on. Yeah, no, I mean, pranks I think are the best when you, like, if you know someone really, really well. And so it, like, the best prank I think plays on their own humor and it doesn't, like, target one of their insecurities. So, like, if you know someone who, like, I don't know, really, really likes video games, and they're good at them, and they know that they're good at them, and then you, like, I think the best kind of prank would be, like, you fuck with their controller. Or you give them, like, a fake controller. Like, the little brother, oh, yeah, you're player 2, and you just don't plug it in. Something like that would really, really, really get them. I think my dad's ticklish. I don't know. He might be. Oh, we want that line. Boop. Yeah. No, innocent pranks. Because, like, I don't really like doing harm to people. So, and then, like the best prank is something that both you and the person you're pranking can just completely laugh about. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, no. Imagine if it was 10 seconds. That'd be brutal. Okay. Oh, the game setting is gonna. Okay, I need to rebuild. Wonderful. At least, I mean, I'm really glad that I actually started streaming just as a method of, like, getting myself to actually work on this goddamn game again. It's fun. You know, he's stuck under something, and I like. That's That's an interesting. It's a very interesting scenario. I think if you were to like, I mean, I don't know if you'd want to like hide under someone's bed, but if you hid under their bed and then you waited until they sat on the edge of it and then you just took their sock off and tickled them, even for just a second. Yeah, and then it's like, oh, what are you, ticklish or something? I thought you weren't ticklish, even though you know, and they know that you know. God, it's funny. Yeah. Something silly. Like waiting for someone to like come into the room and you scare them. And you're like, oh, it's time. And then you rip their sock off, tickle them like 3 times, and then you leave. Okay, I need to load another instance. Okay, so this should have hit numbers. And if we return to the lobby, we can turn them off. No hit numbers. Okay, cool. Cool. That's working. Yeah, no, pranks are meant to be annoying, not painful. Yeah. No, I completely agree. The gasping for air belly laughs are just funny. Where is it? Oh, there's so much in this sprint. Hit numbers. Okay. Yeah, no, so he laughs, which is funny. And then you laugh because his laugh is funny. And then he laughs because your laugh is funny. And it never ends. It's like, that is one of the most beautiful paradoxes, or I guess loops, is when someone's laugh is funny and then it never ends. It's like now suddenly every time, like I had a friend in high school who when he laughed it sounded like a squirt bottle. And you know, the funniest shit was just to get him to laugh. And then everyone would laugh because not only was the joke funny, but his reaction to it is super funny. Hit number toggle default as exists. Okay, so now it's just blocking time. I want to actually hold on. We have it built. Can we see if other people are blocking? God, I'm starting to get hungry. It's intermittent fasting hours. Okay, so if I was to go here, yeah, we can see blocking. Cool. Okay. Older brother. Yeah, okay, well, so are you close with your older brother? Like you like really, really close? Yeah. Yeah, no, then you gotta go harder. I have so little personal info. I have a twin. And like we are constantly joking. Like I don't think we've had a serious conversation in like 3 years. And when we prank each other, it's mean, but it's like super funny. And it's just because we know each other so well. And so, you know, like, don't target an insecurity, but target something that, like, we have the same sense of humor, so we're going to find the same shit funny. And then you just add... Yeah, if I had to choose one person, maybe... There's a lot of people. Like, there's too many good options for this. I don't think I could, like, narrow it down to one. He'd get a good 5 minutes. He'd get 5. Like, he's not as ticklish as I am, but he's still pretty ticklish. So I think 5 minutes is It's a brutal amount. Okay, so we have. Okay, so I guess like real quick stream update. So I have we can now actually like control blocking, and we have the animations working. So it's just. Yeah, no, I still feel like 5 minutes is a lot of tickling, because like realistically, I feel like the normal tickle, a normal amount is no more than like 30 seconds. So if you have 10 times that, 30 minutes. Well, okay, so me and my brother are like very close in age. We're like a couple minutes apart. So I don't need to get like power over him or anything. But I think 5 minutes is just the right amount of mean. After that, it's like, come on, man, I have shit to do. Okay. So blocking damage. I don't actually know how to implement blocking damage. Yeah, so me and my brother don't really have like we didn't really like wrestle or anything or like fight, which like we were usually teammates. We'd have like common enemies. So there's no like I need to beat him aspect. Other than like friendly competition, like I want to be better than him at Melee, like Smash Brothers Melee. We're both trying to get good at it, and I wanna be better than him. Yeah. No worries. It was super fun chatting. Definitely, if you ever have a hypothetical and you see I'm live, come in here and just spam me with it. It's super fun. I'm glad you had a good time. I did too. Yeah. I'll see you around, man. Take care. Now I gotta get blocking working. Oh God. Yeah. Peace. Oh, how do I even what? I don't even know how I even start with this. Oh God. So we know how are we gonna know when someone is blocking? Just because is blocking is just it's just gonna be on the client. Yeah, because right now is blocking is just on the client. I guess we could sync it, but I don't know how fast it's gonna sync. Yeah, you know what? Maybe it could be a server or PC. I'm not 100% sure. I'm really not 100% sure. Connecting to chat. What? Going to the chat room. Interesting. It's interesting that my chat decided to reconnect. Okay. Okay, you know what? This is a fun exercise. We're gonna add an extra list. This is just gonna be called our bonus for the day. This is adjacent stuff that I'm not like, I didn't say I was gonna get done, but I want to get done. The first is friendly fire. Because we already have a toggle for it, so let's just check. Hit detection. Ooh, how are we going to check that? How do we check the player's team? Okay.
Okay. Debug log health .get component. Can you do it this way? Player health? Like, if our health object is actually of type player health, can we get it this way? I'm not 100% sure. Let's find out. Because then we can give the player health a team reference. And then we can use that. So let's see. What is this? This is this one. Get that. Oh, I just want to see if we actually get that. Do we get it properly? Okay, I've worked it. Every time, so if I start a server in a client and then I hit training ground, it tries to start another server and actually joins the original one, but then doesn't fully join. And so it actually nukes both. And I have to reset both. It's not going to be an error in the actual game because I'm not going to have the ability to connect two local clients together. You're just going to have one running on your computer. But, you know, it's an issue right now. Okay, so we actually get the player health. We're good there. We can get a player health component, which means that we can get a team header. Team. Public player team. What is in this player team component? Gotcha. Okay. So our player team we're not gonna have, but we can have a client local player called the local player, and we can get a team by doing public client public int team or get team, and we can have this return local player dot team dot value. So now we just actually have to get a reference to this, which may be on awake. We can do local player equals player pawn dot or player driver dot we'll just have it get the player driver. You know what? We'll have it get the player driver. Player driver dot. Let's look at this because it's definitely got a controlling player, which is a sync var, and it's public. So we can call controlling player. Oh. Now controlling player dot value dot team dot value. Okay, so now we just need a reference to that, which should be not too bad. player driver equals so now we just automatically get a reference to our player driver, and we should be able to get our team from that, which means that actually should be all set up. And now we can do debug.log player health. Oh, I'm gonna actually make this a more complex statement. This is gonna be player health dot get team, because we have our own pawn. So player pawn dot get component. Get team. So our team versus their team. So what we want to test. And it's not a sync var, so it should work. It should work now. It's all local changes. Multiplayer join. Let's start this. Let's see. Yeah, 1v1. Okay. So then all we have to do now is check, do these two values equal each other? If player health. Okay, hold on. So we're gonna have to make this a little more complex. So if player health does not equal null, if we are attacking a player, check if friendly fire is on. If, and then we want to grab this long statement, equals on for friendly fire. Friendly fire is on. God, there's a few ways that this can go. So either we have friendly fire on and we're different teams. Okay, so friendly fire is on, then are we the same team? Or if friendly fire is on, it doesn't matter. We just do the damage. So then we would just do, we can copy this and we would just do player health dot change health. Otherwise, make sure we're on different teams. Else if, and then this is where we get to check. I'm just gonna copy these. So if our health dot get team does not equal the other one, then we get to do the damage. And then otherwise, don't do anything. Else, otherwise we just do damage to the thing. So if not a player, just do damage to it. Do the damage. Check if we are hitting a player. So this just got significantly more complex. But we now, keep track of everything that we've already hit. If it's a player, we check for friendly fire. Otherwise, we just do the damage, and then we do it. We add a hit number if hit numbers are on. So now we get to rebuild it, retest it, and we get to check if friendly fire is working. Oh, that is the wrong thing. Right keybind, wrong application. And while this is building, I'm gonna go take a quick bathroom break. I'll be back. All right, looks like it built. I'm loading up 2 instances. Okay, so I gotta remind myself that friendly fire is off by default, so we should not be able to attack each other. We are able to attack each other. Friendly fire is off. What happens if I turn it on? Okay. That's interesting. Well, so then what are we going down? So if our player health is not null, then we check if, I mean, hopefully I didn't spell friendly fire wrong. Friendly fire. Looks fine. So we only want, I don't really want to do this, but I guess we're going to add braces around everything. Okay. Okay, so now we're gonna debug.log ff on hit. Wait. Yeah, so if friendly fire is on, just do the damage. And then here we want to debug log ff off hit. Realix, like I don't think the code is gonna execute any differently now. Hopefully not. Okay. Whoa. That was interesting. I didn't even, what? I would love to close NVIDIA share. I think it would actually free up a little bit of resources. I've never seen it crash like that before though. That's interesting. Okay. So let's join. Let's start the game. So what is happening here? Boom. Oh. That makes it work all right. But we can attack them. Okay, so it's an execution error. Oh. Very interesting. Now if we return to the lobby and we set the game setting to friendly fire on, we should see that this guy can now attack his friend. Boom. Okay. Now if we return to the lobby and we turn friendly fire off, we should be able to have the other player join a team. You can see that they're now spawning on the red side. And we can hit them. Okay. Okay. So it was a code execution error. It was simply just that we needed to set it up like this. Huh. Cool. I guess there was too many things and it was getting confused. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll rebuild it and make sure that it's working again. The other thing is maybe it didn't build and it was just working as it did earlier. Huh, I don't know. I don't know. Alright, what is the closest thing here? This one's pretty close. That one's closer. Okay, we'll go with that. We'll try and get the farms up. Ooh, there we go. We'll take that. It's a good boost. Please, yes. Okay, so that'll go for 1:08, and then I'll go for 3 minutes. That should get us some cookies. Okay, I'll come back when that is kind of done working. I don't know why the Halloween one's deciding not to give me any buffs. Okay. Ugh. Man, I'm tired. It's been a good stream so far. It's been a very productive stream. The only thing that we haven't got done thus far is blocking incoming damage, and I'm not 100% sure how to do that. I need to mark hit numbers is not done again. Don't do on friendly fire. Which means that we'll probably want to abstract some of this so that we actually do this stuff. This is just our normal hit stuff. Only if it passes these checks. But that's sort of a next step. Yeah, I'm gonna need to eat soon. Man. Hungry bears. Oop. Alright, we got 1 instance. We got 2 instance. Host. And join. So friendly fire should be off, meaning we should not be able to attack one another. Yes. Hit numbers still show up, but that's fine. Now if we split the teams, we can attack each other. Okay. Now if I turn friendly fire on, that was weird. It's also interesting that like it's just that the death camera is being shown over everything. If I set the map different, does that make it work? Yeah, it's just that the death camera is being shown. What? If I join this team, does it work now? Okay. What is this bug? Like that was happening, it was happening with the hit numbers too. If I turn hit numbers off, okay, that doesn't necessarily fix it, but friendly fire is on. And yeah, you can see when we, is there just like a death camera active? I'm writing this down as a bug. Sometimes the death camera does not get deactivated. The character can still be controlled, and UI still exists, but the death camera is active and over it all, and rendered over it all. Okay. God, one of these days, we're gonna have like a very good, complete set of systems. And you can even see, like, look, there's our guy. It's not working truly, but I think Friendly Fire is working now. We should sort of abstract this though. So private void do damage. And we'll just pass this along. Do the damage and spawn a hit number. And so we can just okay, so now all this does is all of the checking, and then do damage is there. Let me actually save this, and then let's build it. Let's see if it's working, and if it is working, then we should be set. Then Friendly Fire should be done, and hit numbers should be done once again for the third time. All right, how many cookies did we get? Not enough. We did not get enough. Never enough cookies. I'm gonna set it to business day just for that lucky cookie, golden cookie bonus. Okay, I think once Friendly Fire is working, I'm gonna call it, but I'm not gonna leave until it's working. Okay. All right, there we go. Now we have a game to play. Ooh. Okay, same team should not be able to do damage and should not see hit numbers. There we go. Different teams should be able to do damage, should see hit numbers. Boom. Now, this is at the point where we might get death camera error. Friendly Fire on, different teams. This is the point where we get a death camera error. And you can see it trying to render and not render our own sword. Okay, we can do damage, and I'm assuming that hit numbers show up. Yeah, hit numbers show up. Not what I wanted to do, but we're gonna need to do it anyways. So now the only thing that we want to test is friendly fire on same team. So we're on the same team. Let's set up friendly fire is on, and we should be able to do damage and see hit numbers. There we go. All right. So that's friendly fire. We can call hit numbers done again. Hit numbers are done. Friendly fire is on a toggle, which means that the game setting is implemented. Friendly fire. Yeah. Cool. All right. I think that's where I'm probably gonna call it for the day. I know I did not get our, oh, that's not red. I did not get blocking damage done. But I think that is what I'm going to try and do on Monday. First thing is do shield blocking, and then I'll find either some bugs or some other things that I want to get done, and then I'll pad out Monday morning. And then maybe Tuesday we can try and handle kicking. And then once we have swords, blocking, and kicking, we can kind of call combat done. So that's sort of what I want to get done by the end of next week, is all of the combat system stuff. Kicking is going to be the hardest one, because ideally you have a player and another player. Player one kicks them. They go into a third-person camera, and then they fly back. And then they go back to the first-person camera. So that's going to be the hardest part. Is getting this sort of sequence working, and then figuring out, like, hey, you got launched, sucks to suck, but it should be okay. It'll probably just be a server RPC that goes, hey, launch this guy, and then that guy's just gonna get launched. So it's like, that sucks to suck, but it'll just have to happen. I'm looking through all of that, all of the stuff on the Trello board. But yeah, shield blocking, a couple more sword combat things, so like maybe implementing some camera shake, some secondary sword animations, and surface hit detection. So like maybe hitting, like if you hit a wall with the sword, it shows something. And then getting the HUD element working. So next week is going to be kind of going hard and trying to get combat stuff done. Kicking might end up bleeding into the week after next. We'll see. The week after next, I might not even be able to stream. So we'll find out. We will find out. All right. I'm going to call it there. Anyone who's still watching, thank you. If that guy who came in with a hypothetical is somehow watching again, seriously, thank you. It was nice chatting. I'll see y'all tomorrow. No. I will not see y'all tomorrow. I'll see y'all on Monday. I have a video coming out on Saturday if you want to watch it. It's going to be at Wiki on YouTube.